I made 10 DoorDashes in the last 2 hours. And guess how much I made?
I told myself I would never cry on the internet. I just got our rent renewal thing for our apartment complex. And it's going.
So I really like the idea of building a commune, aside from like the culty aspect of it, but essentially buying land, driving vans, building a tiny houses on it, and everyone shares.
But one-bedroom apartments are starting at $2,500. And this is not a special.
I made 10 DoorDashes in the last 2 hours. And guess how much I made? Guess. After gas, I made a whopping $24.76. Not even a full $25. Like, I can't even get my own food DoorDashed for $25. Okay? When I moved to Cali from Texas last year, I really thought that I was going to be living my California dream. I got my full-time job. I got health insurance, benefits, all of that stuff, all of the things that I thought that I needed to live a comfortable life. And it just feels like I can never make ends meet. Like, I'm literally clocking into my 5 to 9 after my 9 to 5. Hold on, girl. I got to order. And I'm just so frustrated because I feel like I've done everything right. Like, I went to school, I got my degree, I got a job, but like with rent and bills and student loans and groceries and gas, like it just feels like I just cannot get ahead. And it's like these billionaires who have never had to lug 5 Big Mac meals with drinks up 3 flights of stairs. It feels like they are making money hand over fist. Something has got to give, and I feel like it needs to be them because I am tired. All right, the billionaires need to start opening their pocketbooks because I can't afford to keep on opening mine.
I told myself I would never cry on the internet because I think that's so lame. But I just got our rent renewal thing for our apartment complex, and it's going up by $300 a month. $300 for a 1-bedroom apartment that is not updated in any sort of way. And our complex doesn't even have like nice amenities. Like, we have a tiny pool and a tennis court. Like, this is not a luxury apartment complex. We already pay, with all the fees and everything included, $2,000 a month, and now we're going to be paying $2,300 a month for this tiny apartment. And that's just so frustrating. I don't understand how people can live in this world anymore, and I just don't want to move again because that's so much work and more money, and it's stressful trying to find another place, and it's just so annoying. And now I feel like I need to get a new job. And I just got this job and I like it, but it's not paying me nearly what I need. And so now I'm gonna have to go through applying to jobs again, which I did for like a whole year plus until I found this job. So I'm gonna have to go through all of that again. It's just not fair.
So let me get this straight. We can't afford rent because rent prices are increasing so much to push us out to buy homes. But the interest rate is so high, you can't buy a home. And also you're not gonna get funded for a home because of your debt to income ratio. So then what? And then homelessness or houselessness is becoming criminalized. So then what? I don't understand. To be honest, I really like the idea of building a commune, aside from like the culty aspect of it, but essentially buying land, driving vans, building a tiny houses on it, and everyone shares.
This rental market kind of feels like the most discouraging thing I've ever experienced. Let me go back and paint a better picture for you. I'm pushing 30. I finally landed my dream 6-figure career. I've got a decent financial footing, and I get a sick apartment. But then this happens. This here represents a near $1,000 increase in my rent over 2 years, with some brand new fees that they decided to slap right on top. So naturally, I have to look around and find a new apartment because I can no longer afford where I currently live. But I keep noticing these new luxury apartment buildings literally everywhere. But 1-bedroom apartments are starting at $2,500. And this is not a special case. Here's another example, and this one's not quite as new. This was built about 3 or 4 years ago, and 1-bedroom apartments start at $2,489. And that's just the minimum. So now I have no choice but to move 45 minutes further away from my job. And it's so similar to the housing market. I don't know how people my age are supposed to keep up with what's happening. And the same story holds. Wages are not able to keep up with this increasing cost of living. But as I've said before, I'm not going to let this current circumstance dictate the way I live. I'm going to put my head down and I'm going to make some more money because I deserve to live a certain way. Even if that means paying $2,500 for one bedroom, I'm going to make it happen. Like, follow, and comment your thoughts.